Hello there and welcome back to another Thunderous Productions video. I'm the madman behind the mic, Jag Thunder, and this is Minecraft. And welcome back everybody to another Build It Better episode. And this should be a really fucking good one. Jag's been really busy, and it's what we're doing in this episode, and I'm going to show you here, of course, in just a few minutes, is we're going to try to go over scaling and how to put things together in your city. I've had several questions over the past couple videos about the new map and putting the buildings on it and stuff like that, and how it was all going to go together with the new roads, and that they look kind of big and things like that. So anyways, I'm going to show you how they fit together. So anyways, we're going to start back here in the church parking lot, and yes, I do have it nighttime because it looks bad fucking ass. And as what I did is I pulled everything out of my BIB world as far as my main structures. Everything that I thought would go into a suburb type area, and that's what I got. And I started putting some roads around it, 2-lane roads of course, because this is the suburbs, and I don't want to go with the big roads quite yet. We want to save those for more of the downtown area when we start getting into the bigger buildings and the skyscrapers. So, anyways, this is probably temporary, this piece here. I just wanted to get it off the map and get it over here. So I had gate 4 for the naval station. And, of course, there will be 3 more gates eventually through the city. I just thought this was a good place to put it for right now. The only other buildings that I don't have in this lower part or the smaller part is the Chits building, the Gix building, which is more of a skyscraper type building. It's not really tall, but there's a lot of glass to it, and it looks more like a skyscraper type building. So, and the other, did I say the other fire station, Chits building, and the Gix building. Anyways, those are the only 3 buildings that I did not get from the BIB world yet. But anyways, there's the church, there's our museum, and it's probably going to glitch just a little bit. I've got my distance set way the fuck out so you can get a really good look at this thing and see what it looks like. I mean, I'm running plenty of FPS, but usually when I do this, when it tries to load it, it jumps a little bit. Anyways, there's the museum, and here's some parking lots I've put in. There's our bank from the BIB world, and here's the library over here, and there's the police station, the McDonald's, the gas station, and then back to the fire station. So that is what I have done so far, and we'll flip this back to daytime, knock the render distance down just a little bit, and we'll walk through this bad boy, and I'll try to go over some of the things that I've done so far. Alright, so we are back, and daytime, and render distance is down. So it should be a little bit smoother now. But anyways, as I was saying, we started off with our 2-lane road that I designed a couple episodes back. And this is the smaller part of the city. So when you're starting out in your city, a lot of people start right downtown with the skyscrapers and all that. I already had several buildings built from way back when, and I thought I would go ahead and start in the suburb type part of the city, and then eventually work to the skyscrapers because I don't have any yet. So it doesn't matter exactly where you guys start. Just remember, as far as scaling goes, you want everything in the area to not outweigh a different building. So you don't want one building over here that's 60, 70, 80 blocks higher than the buildings next to it. And you want to try to weight your towns or parts of your city to what that area is about. So here we have a gas station or a fire station. There's enough parking out front for just enough people to man the building up when they need to. There's some extra parking on the side over here, and then also too for the gas station, there's just enough for the people to run in and grab what the fuck they need and get the hell out. And then I've got just enough room around the pumps for cars that going in and out. And the McDonald's, same thing. We've got some parking along the side here. We've still got the drive-through. We've got some spare parking over here by the police station. And then we've got some extra parking on this side of the police station, again, for all the different cop cars and people that should work inside of that building. Now, there probably actually should be a lot more parking area, but you don't want your parking area to outweigh your building either. So you want to try to keep it proportional as to, because Minecraft doesn't allow us to build exactly like the real world. So we need to scale things down and try to make things look like they fit. Same thing here with the library. I've got just enough parking here on the side, some extra parking over there, and vary your parking lots too. Make sure that your parking lots, they're not all square. All your parking spots do not all look exactly the same, like in one big parking lot, and they're all on the outside, and then a couple rows in the middle. You want to break it up. Do something interesting with your parking lots. Like right here with the library, I figured, this is probably an older building as far as compared to the other buildings in this district. So I wanted a little more emphasis on it, like it's been there for a little bit while. It's got some bigger trees. It's got some taller trees here in the back. It's got kind of an older look to it as far as the parking lot kind of goes, and the main entrance going in this way, surrounded by the trees. So there's hopefully an idea for you. And there's the bank. Again, just enough parking around it for some of the people to work inside, and people to run in and get their money and get the fuck out. Again, this is a smaller bank, so we don't really need a really large parking lot. So there again, remember when you're scaling to your building, don't make the parking lot bigger than it absolutely has to fucking be. Here we've got some spare parking for the bank and also the museum. This is pretty much like a downtown parking area that people can park here, walk to McDonald's, to the gas station, to the museum, over here to the fire station if they need to. It's centrally located for the most part to get to just about any building in this particular area within walking distance, a reasonable walking distance. So we'll probably put another parking lot of that size probably in the next block. Now this isn't a true city block, of course, but I'm going to call this a chunk or a block in our city. So the next area that will need a pretty good sized parking lot will probably be up on this side over here. As you can see here, I've ended this part of this chunk or this block, and I'm going to put probably 4-way intersections all the way across here and start another chunk. So that is that end of it. Now the trees are the custom trees I was talking about, I think from the last episode, that I was going to scatter throughout the new BIB world. Excuse me, I'm a little hoarse here tonight, guys. I hope I ain't getting fucking sick. But anyways, these custom trees, I can't say the guy's name. It's Lentz something. They're the repository trees. He's got North American trees, South American trees, fancy trees, and a couple other ones. Anyways, it's just a really awesome pack. And I've picked out three different trees that I thought looked really good together. 2 of them are maples and 1 of them is an oak, and they all had kind of the same type shape to them and height. I didn't want any trees that were really going to overpower any of the other trees except for the ones over by the library, and like I said, those were specifically done for that build. It's a taller building. I wanted things around it to look tall. So in the shorter part of town where your buildings aren't quite as tall, keep your trees, I would say, below your main building heights. So like say for this one here is a 2-story building. Most of the trees in this area are below the top of the ceiling. Now the museum is a little bit different because it is an elevated structure. That means everything up on the platform is also elevated. But the trees do not overpower the building. So you want to keep that in mind also when you're laying your trees out. Don't overdo it. Don't put too many in, but don't go skimp on them either. Remember, if you got a city around you, or I'm sure just about everybody has been to a city at some point in their life. They like to do a lot of landscaping, and a lot of it is with trees outlining the main roads. And then in your parking lots, you're definitely going to want to break those up a little bit so you don't have just a big solid stone area or a gray area without any kind of curbing or landscaping on the inside. So again, don't don't underdo it, but don't overdo it. Same thing with your crosswalks. Don't put too many in. Now I've put a couple here just for the simple fact that the fire station is here. I may put one more. No, I probably won't put one here. I didn't put one here because there's a crosswalk right there. But I did want one, and this actually should be more centered across here. So I'll move that later now that I've got a good aerial view and I'm looking at this. I'll probably move this crosswalk to the middle. and I'll probably move this crosswalk to the middle. And reason being, again, is you want to think about the functionality of that district. If people are parking over here and they need to get to this side of the street, there's got to be some crosswalks. Now, I could put some down through here, but probably the middle of this parking lot, I may put one across, or right in here in the middle of this this island piece, to break up these three buildings that go across this area. But I'm definitely going to have one here and probably one here. The museum is a pretty big building. There should be a decent amount of people in and out of it. Lunchtime, they're going to want to go to McDonald's, grab their buddies from the fire station and get a quick hump on. Whatever. But anyhow, that's pretty much what you want to keep in mind. You know, when you're laying out a city block or a specific district, you want to try to keep some sort of a theme. Each area has to have a place to eat, place for gas. There's got to be some kind of a medical facility, whether it be a hospital, fire department, police station. We got a post office coming up. Hopefully, I'm going to build one, and that will also go in this district too. That way, we have a post office, and then also a church. Now, you can repeat different things throughout your city, of course. So, you know, you're not going to have just one church for the whole city. So each district may have its own church, but you'll just, of course, design something a little bit different that will fit to that area. And again, the museum is kind of like the highlight or the center point of this district. That's where, you know, everybody will go to see different shit. Basically what I'm trying to say is you want kind of like a central attraction to that area. There's a reason why, you know, a lot of these buildings have popped up around this district. So one is the library, because it's been there for a while, and of course the museum and the church. The library and the church probably being the oldest in this district. So, and then off this corner, like I said, the naval base is going to go out that way. I am building this obviously in my flat world where I've been working on all my roads. Just for the simple fact is the custom BIB map ain't done. And I don't have any update this week for you on that, because this is what I've been working on. I wanted to get into this episode. I told you by the third or fourth episode we would start working on our buildings. We would talk about scaling, detailing, and how to put some things together. So I took the extra time, took a little break from the map, and started throwing things down in the flat area. I've got MC Edit, so when the time comes, I can just go ahead and pick this bastard up and throw it in the new world. But that is pretty much it that I can think of. Yeah. Now, as far as, like I said, the big roads with the parking lots on the side, as this area progresses that way, this way, and that way, which I don't have a lot of room for movement that way, but or that way either. I got the clover leaf. I may have to try to move this around a little bit, but as we move out further, we'll start getting the roads to expand. We'll start using the transitions that we had before. I want to get a really good district here together. I want to put a big park in over here with maybe a big lake or a big pond, another recreational area, place for people to go with some parking around it, and then figure out how to tie in this gate, probably off this back wall, and just start running it straight to block off the military side from the civilian side. So those kind of the main areas what I'm thinking about. My mind's going all over the different place, but I need to build some buildings. So probably within the next week or two, I will concentrate on just building some different type buildings, you know, like you said, your post offices, some parks, waterfalls, shit like that. So hopefully by the next episode, this should be expanded. We'll probably have another road that comes right down here in front of the naval station, and we'll go that way. Probably some more park benches and some places to sit and little water areas, probably all down through here. And that should take up a pretty good chunk of this area. I want to probably try to take it out about 3 buildings wide, and maybe the width of the gate number 4. Again, I don't want to go too awful big because this is a smaller district. I want to save some of the bigger parks for the main part of the city way down the road when we get there. So hopefully this episode has given you guys some really, really awesome fucking ideas. This part has I have just been really fucking moving on it for the past couple days. Once I started, it just started going together. It was really fucking easy. So that's why I say you want to start with something simple like your roads. Figure out how they're going to work, and once you have that, it's a very easy repetitive design, and then you can start laying your buildings out. Figure out how wide one of your main blocks is going to be, and again, if you've got smaller buildings or a little bit bigger buildings, you can always use your parking lots to take up different space for that specified block or region. Again, for this one here, because it's so big, there's no parking on either side. It's got to be put on the other side. Just be creative. Think of different ways that you can break up parking lots. Use your trees in different ways. Lamp posts for lighting. The main parking lots over here, they're a little bit bigger. I've got taller, the taller lamp posts here for lighting. And as you saw in the beginning, there's different light or different lighting variances throughout the world or throughout this district. You don't want your light levels to be the same all the way through the city. So in other words, you don't want your roads to be completely lit the fuck up and your buildings and your parking lots, and it's overweighted with light. Again, if you watch the beginning of the video, you can see that there's some lighter spots and of light levels, and there's some really bright levels of light. So we're like right here on your crosswalks. That's why I threw these lights in right here. I explained that in the last episode or the episode before that, is to give a cascading light effect. It's a little bit brighter. It's a little bit closer to the ground. I wanted that light to cascade out a little bit further and kind of meet each other in the middle. So just as it gets dark, the other light starts to pick up. Now, as far as in between the lamp posts, you're going to go... Not every time you're going to have a lamp post so damn close together where it's completely lit everywhere you step on the sidewalk. You want some places to get ass raped. Guy stands behind the tree. You want a place to get fucked. That's not really where I wanted to go with that, but that's where it ended up. Anyhow, that should give you some pretty good ideas, some good lighting tips. Again, play around with different lighting levels. Just remember that the ones that are higher, don't mess with them. Don't put lights around the ground because the light probably in real life would travel that far, but I don't want it to mix with the light levels of the ones at the crosswalk or the ones at ground level. I want them to be just a little bit lighter. And that's it. That's all I can think of for this episode, guys. I just wanted to show you what was going on, give you some tips and things to think about when you're putting your districts or your cities together, or you're starting a city. Just some different things to think about that you need in each area, each district, and that's it. that's all I got. So hopefully next week we should have another really good episode. I hope I can have some more buildings built, and everything will be moving along quite nicely. And hopefully maybe another world map update. I know some of you have wanted the time lapse or see me working on it or whatever. I haven't worked on it, so I don't have one. But anyways, guys, like always, I appreciate you watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. And remember, if it looks like shit, tear it down, blow it up, or just build it better. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.